So we're here to talk about your business and the fact that you're an emotional empowerment facilitator. Tell me what that is.
I personally view the world through emotions, and we all have emotions. And sometimes they are the biggest stumbling block that we have, and we can be overwhelmed by them. The emotions, it's a bit like the tail wags the dog. And learning to use these emotions for your advantage, because they are our weaknesses, are actually our strengths. So anywhere where you feel that your emotions are overpowering and not, and kind of taking over, then learning to work with that is a very empowering thing. I used to be embarrassed that I would cry really easily. I'm incredibly sensitive. Whereas now that is an absolute strength, because if I have that authenticity and if I allow myself to cry when I feel like it, then it means that I'm not holding these emotions inside. And we all know that stored emotions cause lots of problems for us, and it
Yeah,
can eventually become physical if we don't deal with them.
yeah. Big,
So I'm
big,
all about empowering the person to find their way through
yeah.
whatever issues they have.
And especially with all that's going on in the last, year and a bit, I think these are bottled up emotions and, emotions being amplified and magnified. I think this kind of service comes into its own. And out with that, you've got other strings to your bow, other titles like you're an emotional empath, an intuitive, an alchemist, a starlight interpreter, an empowerment facilitator, and a high priestess. That's an excellent job title these days. Uh, can you touch on some of those subjects and why they might be important to people looking at your service?
Well, as an emotional empath, I tend to pick up quite easily on how other people are feeling, and I can tune into what's actually going on behind what they're saying, sometimes from what they're saying, and most often from what they're not saying. So the emotional empathy really gives me a good window into how other people are feeling. And the High Priestess is a strange one, and it's not one that I often particularly like to use, but it is one that I have to own up to. And basically, all that is that I've done a lot of self
Mm.
work. I've done really deep work on myself. So therefore, I have empowered myself to a level that I am strong in my own being, and all about empowering other people to feel that way too.
And you're an advanced practitioner in flower and vibrational medicine as well. How does that work in practice? Because I know you do a lot of your sessions remotely. Tell me how that would work if I was a customer.
If you were to come for a fluorescence consultation or emotional wellbeing consultation, bearing in mind we're working on the emotional level, we would first have a free chat, we check in to make sure that we are sort of compatible to work. And then if we're working together, I would send you an in-depth consultation form prior to the
Okay.
consultation. Then we would have our
Because there's a number
session.
of ways you could take it. You do a free consultation for everybody, which I think takes 20 minutes. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, basically, we just chat and make sure that we are on the same page and that I am actually able to help you.
I was going to say you need to find out that you can help them. So you need to do a bit of fact finding, and for them, it's a chance to see you and see if there's that connection there. That kind of the stars are aligned, and this is the right person for the job to help me. Is
Oh,
that quite
definitely,
important?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think it's important that we need to trust each other, and we need to feel comfortable, because sometimes, especially when we're working on emotions, a lot of deep things can come up. So you need to know that you're in that comfortable and safe space to explore that.
you've got a range of eShell Trinity essences. Is that a particular brand?
That is the range that I've created myself.
Okay.
And it's from flowers, crystals, channeled starlight energy. So yeah, the most well-known range for most people would be the Bach Flower Essences, where you've
Hmm.
got like your rescue remedy, which most people are aware of. But yeah, there are lots of ranges out there, and I have actually created my own range, which is constantly growing,
Excellent.
and it addresses just different emotional states.
Yeah, so you might recommend that to people, and they have a sort. they can buy a little tester or buy a sample, and if they like it, come back for more, and make it a regular part of their healing process, if you like.
Yeah.
So really the key here is you've got a wide range of people that you can help. You've got a good service. You've got a really good free session to start with, so they can book in for a free meeting with you, get to know you, you get to know them. Everybody sees if it's working or if it feels right. And as I said, you seem like the person for the job for them, and they a big part of the process, isn't it? That ultimately they believe in what you're doing. That starting point of them believing is a big step in the right direction towards it actually working for them, isn't it, as well?
Oh, definitely, yeah. And it's obvious. I think I feel very honest about saying to somebody, if I don't feel that it's the best thing for them. There are times when somebody maybe needs something completely different to what I'm offering. And I do have quite a lot of therapist friends, and I know, to refer on if I'm not able to help.
Yeah.
But if I am able to help, then we're able to build that bond, because there's no point in setting up, if we're not in that place of trust.
And what kind of things would people come to you with, Sally? What kind of problems can you help them with?
Well, for one-to-one consultations, it tends to be people who are emotionally overwhelmed. They may have had a lot of things to deal with in their life, or they may be going through a particularly trying time just now. And I think that we could put everybody into that bracket just now with the last year or so that we've been through. But often what happens when you go through an emotionally charged time is it's heightened because it triggers something from your past where this emotion has been prevalent, and we've all got learned patterns. So these emotionally overwhelmed people, and it's basically supporting them through the time that they are just now, but actually showing them, kind of giving them awareness of where their reactions and their triggers are coming from, that enables them to go on to make changes in how they deal with things in life. So that's sort of more one-to-one clients, yeah.
Yeah, and you do group sessions as well?
Yeah, I do. I do a lot of work with self-worth and self-empowerment, because we often don't value ourselves enough.
Mm-hmm.
And when we don't value ourselves, we kind of struggle with getting out there in the world and doing all the things that we need to do. So if a lot of people, they might have lots of brilliant ideas, but they just don't have the confidence or the self-belief to take it out there. So I work with people in helping them look at their self-worth issues, and not that it's not from a place of being oh, I have no self-worth, but it's boosting their how they feel about themselves, and really tuning in to all the beautiful things that they are, rather than focusing on what they're not.
And is there any other sort of typical types of customers that would come to you with certain feelings that they've got, or certain problems or issues that they have?
I actually get quite a lot of spiritually aware people who are at a bit of a crossroads in their path, and they are needing to get themselves out there and do a bit more, but they just need to tie everything in together. Because often what you find with us kind of spiritual sorts, if you like, we've got so many strings to our bow that we don't quite know. We keep going down one road and it doesn't quite work, and going down another road, it doesn't quite work. And it's only when we start to bring everything that we do into one sort of coherent form that everything begins to fall into place. So I kind of help them get to that space where they can pull everything together.
Okay, well, listen, it's an excellent business. It's an excellent service. You're very well qualified. So we hope that people find you, take advantage of your free introductory meeting, and then take it from there. I mean, they should have an open mind. They can meet with you. They can talk to you. You both get to know each other, and if it feels right, you'll recommend a path for them to take.
Yeah. And it gives them that 20 minutes where they can explore maybe a bit deeper in what's going on for them.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you, Sally. That's been excellent, and I appreciate your time today.
Thank you very much.